Ladies and gentlemen, without further introduction, I got the Raiders. The Raiders in the building. How do you guys feel about that Raiders chant that Chris Berman gives sometimes?
Oh man, I love it, man.
Yeah,
it makes us feel a little bit special, you know. Even though the NFL doesn't really show us a lot of love.
Yeah,
we're the only ones that get that kind of introduction.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's like the perfect name. You hear people chant it throughout the stadium. The Raiders. It's really the only chant. Am I forgetting a chant?
No, that is the only
yeah,
chant.
that is.
Because it used to be maybe like Oaktown. Like, remember when Oaktown used to
I only went to one game, so I can't really vouch for that one.
No, I think it is that, and I know a lot of people from Oakland kind of get frustrated when they come out here to Vegas because I know they be testing the crowd, yelling Raiders, and then looking around like.
Yeah,
and it's funny because I always feel obligated to say it right back all the time, but then it gets tiring, and when I hear it, I try to walk away faster. Because then they be recording like, look at all these fake fans. I don't want them to catch me in there.
Yeah, you know what I started doing sometimes is when I'm tired and I hear somebody yell it, I'll just mouth it. Like, all right, let's go, hurry up.
That was like 20 times in the last 2 minutes, man.
So we have from the Uce Nation, some of you guys may know him as Samoan Raider, but TJ.
Yeah, man.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man.
Absolutely.
I'm a fan of the channel and the fan of the studio as well, so it's great to be here, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
dude. I'm a huge fan of both your guys' content. We also got Mr. Fitz in the building.
Yes, sir.
He's made your funniest TikTok videos, like clowning your teams.
Yep.
So I'll start this question with you. Like, how do you get in that creative mindset? Do you do a little bit of ganja and then like, all right?
I don't smoke weed, but I do drink occasionally. And when I do during football season, you know what I mean? When I do drink, it just flows naturally. So,
the ideas just start coming to you?
Oh, I'm a jokester, so it's all natural for me. I can literally sit here and clown around, and it's just natural. So I literally have like freaking 500 ideas on there. So
No shit.
I'm already pre-recorded, ready to go for the season.
Bro, okay, so is that like your main tip to new content creators? Like, you got to get ahead of this shit. Like, you got to ride your creative brain until the wheels fall off, and now you're just chilling, dude.
I know some content creators out there that are kind of like on my level, but they don't produce a lot, and the views won't be there if you don't produce a lot. So for me, I like to drop videos. I got my weekly videos, I got my solo videos, my whoever we're playing that week videos, all ready to go. So that way I just post Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Damn.
And then I do my after the game videos. So
Nice, dude. And for you, Mr. Samoan Raider, how do you plan out your content schedule? I mean, you just did a live stream covering the preseason, right?
Yeah.
That first, or not preseason, the first day of training camp.
Yeah. So I just got back into doing YouTube, but I've been doing it for a while. Usually I just post every day whatever's going on with the Raiders. There's always something going on with the Raiders.
Facts.
Controversy, rumors, so it's easy to kind of talk about them every day, but I took some time off prior because I was helping raising my newborn. So
Congratulations.
yeah,
to
appreciate that. So, but now getting back into it right before the season started with training camp, and then I'm mainly on YouTube, but I like to dabble with the reels and the TikToks and stuff like this. I don't go as hard as this guy, but I do have some stuff in the vault, and we always have ideas. This guy has a lot of ideas as well as me, but we just never find the time to get together sometimes. But when we do, it's a fun time.
it's magical.
So you guys, are you pretty well known in the Raider community? Like when you go to Raider games,
yeah.
that people are like, "Oh, Fitz, Samoan Raider."
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you guys feel like celebrities in that?
Yeah, I don't like to say celebrity, but we are. No, I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but like,
Yeah.
But it's a humbling experience though when you walk
It's
around
dope,
and then
yeah.
people are like, yo, hey, even that training camp, the last two training camps that we went to. We even knew people that were a part of like the Raiders media, and even some of the players that we knew. It was great though. But yeah, we go to every game, and it's funny because at the tailgates, sometimes we'd be like thirsty, like for water, because I don't really drink or eat too much before the game. But I always love water. So we're like, hey, let's go run down the tailgate and then wait for the first person to offer us a drink or whatever. so we're just walking around like, just let's wait. It's like, hey,
Here you go.
yeah. It's like no, but they always offer like shots, drink, beer, whatever,
Food, everything.
Yeah, all the time. So
Yes.
we'll be fed and stuff if we wanted to before the game. But I'm always busy vlogging. If anybody offers water, then I always take that though.
So the Raider tailgates. I've been to Oakland. I've been to the ones in Las Vegas. I feel like Vegas is definitely like working its way up.
It's growing.
You got like the block of like 10 cars right now that kind of tented off. I don't even know what that section's called.
J-Lot. So in J-Lot, you got the first few, some games it'd be 3 or 4 rows, but it's growing. I've been out here since, they started playing out here and seeing from what it was year one to now, it's definitely grown.
Yeah, it's definitely growing. Which game in Oakland did you go to? Was it a while back or was
this was we're talking like 2009, back. So the first time I ever smelled weed, I didn't know it, at a Raider game. Like the fucking haze, literally coming out of the bathroom and just hovering right over the Oakland Coliseum, just nice little ganja wave. It's made the fucking seagulls stoned. Like that was the cool part about Oakland, being so close, seeing all the seagulls come in and fucking attack the players sometimes. That was pretty dope. But
did you ever see that one time when I think it was a bird or something on the Raiders field?
Oh yeah,
and it went with them on the kickoff.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God.
No, dude, he was looking for food. He was so baked.
They had an extra player on the field.
Yeah. He got high and went straight down. Where's the hot dogs at?
Bro, so this whole wave of the Raiders moving to Vegas, all right, it's got like mixed reactions, I feel, at the beginning. I feel like the roots of the Raiders are SoCal. How long do you think it'll take for it to get back to that level, like where people really think of the Raiders in Vegas?
It's gonna take them to start winning. I think that's the main thing. Like, there's a lot of fans that I know there's a lot of fans that want to come out here, especially diehard Oakland fans or even SoCal fans. But especially with the prices right now, like not your average Raider fan can just go to a game like they could in Oakland. In Oakland, you could probably buy a ticket the day of like $50 or $60. But over here, like you got to plan a whole vacation and whatnot. But when the Raiders aren't winning,
hotel prices are expensive.
Like the only like glimmer that we've seen of like Oakland and the old Raiders was that Chargers game. Remember?
Yeah.
The last game when it was like we're going.
It was like a playoff game.
Yeah,
yes, but I was at that one. I was at that one.
Oh yeah, we were there too.
Yeah,
we were there.
Bro.
So that like when the Raiders are winning and there's something at stake, I think the Raider fans are going to come and support. But when they're losing, like they did last year, like the end of last year. You see a lot more opposing fans. And I know a lot of fans are wondering, oh, man, that would never happen in Oakland. It would never happen in Oakland, but, Vegas is a vacation destination. Like, if I was not a Raider fan, if I was like a Niner fan or something, I would mark my calendars for Vegas every single year. So I think that's why a lot of fans come here, Denver fans, Niner fans, Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
Especially if their teams are winning,
No, winning solves all, right? You kind of have to have that Super Bowl run, and I feel like at that moment in time, then like the Raiders will forever be remembered as like, oh, this is Vegas' team, dude. But there's still a ways to go in that regard, and I feel like one of the reasons is because not too many people are a fan of Josh McDaniels.
Oh, now, yeah, with the new regime right now, yeah.
What are your guys' initial thoughts on his start, and do you feel like he's got a pulse? Or do you feel like he's just fucking lifeless sometimes on the sidelines?
I'll take it. For me, like honestly, like when he first came on, he wasn't my number one like guy that I wanted. But I'm an optimistic Raider fan. I mean, that's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Facts. But
when he came in, I was like, okay, we'll see how it goes. He brought in Devontae Adams last year, and I was like, oh shoot, we might actually have a chance this year. I'm pretty sure every other Raider fan probably thought we could go to the Super Bowl as well as me. But then the whole season kind of went to shit. Kind of basically, from the beginning to we were at the very first game in L.A. all the way up until the end when they had the merry-go-round.
Yeah, that shit was annoying, bro.
So I mean, it was frustrating last year. And for me, I'm not one of those guys that hate on Josh McDaniels because I'm one of those that we got to see him at least 3 years to see if he's even a guy or not. Yeah. Last year, we had 6 wins, but there was a lot of games we were in that we could have won. We didn't win. I'm one of those guys that was already ready to move on from like Derek Carr. And I think last year was kind of like, okay, we got the guy here. You got your guy Devontae Adams.
If you don't do it right, then you can get the fuck on.
And I mean, say what you want to say about Josh McDaniels. I think I still have a little bit of optimism with him. He doesn't have any excuse this year now because he got his guy at quarterback. So a lot's gonna be riding on that this year. So
yeah.
I'm kind of optimistic still. I think we're going to be okay this year. Yeah, but we never know until the season actually starts.
No, I'm cool with McDaniels. You know what I mean? Especially after the training camps we went to this week. I don't know if you were paying attention, but like you could tell the players were in sync with McDaniels. I was watching, you know what I mean? And that was one thing I was looking for. And I was like, okay, it's a little click, you know what I mean, going on. So this is year 2. We'll see what happens. And then we'll revisit this conversation next year.
Yeah. And to add on, my bad. And to add on to that, I think a lot of people don't like Josh McDaniels is because what they did to their quarterback. You know, everybody loves Derek Carr. I think whether you love or hate him on the field, everybody loves him off the field. You know, and
I mean, he was the poster child for like all the speeches that you have to give when your team fucks up and it's not your fault. Henry Ruggs, let me just walk through that one really quick. Oh, John Gruden, let me walk through that one real quick. And then he gets benched. I mean, he was to me, after that season where he had to be the spokesperson for the Raiders practically.
Yeah.
I felt like wasn't given a fair enough shake. Like, I mean, to me, he still should be the Raiders quarterback because I see no improvement from him to Jimmy G. I just see a lot of the same. And I know that that's been said. But this team is made by your running back. And right now, you guys are in this limbo of, you know, can there be 2 Joshes in the building? You know, Josh McDaniels and Josh Jacobs? Or is Josh McDaniels like, no, I'm tired of everybody saying Josh in the building and thinking of Josh Jacobs. It's me, motherfucker.
Oh, man.
So what is Josh Jacobs worth? Because I think running back should get the fucking bag. I can't believe wide receivers are paid the amount that they are paid and they get used like 10% of the time. It's fucking absurd. What do you think Josh Jacobs is worth?
Man, I as a fan, I think he's worth to be the highest paid running back in the league off of last year. But I think stepping back and looking at the bigger picture, I understand where especially what the running back market is right now. I think he was worth around that 12 to maybe 13, 14, because the highest paid running back is getting like $60 million in a year this year.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, McCaffrey, but you know, a lot of those deals don't. I think it all got fucked up because, you know, the Todd Gurley's, the Ezekiel Elliott's, those contracts, and they never really were.
Zeke.
They were really they were never really the same after their big contracts. I'm not gonna say it was gonna happen to Josh Jacobs, but knowing his worth with the team, I think he was gonna be the identity of the team. I think he should have got paid pretty well, but I understand. I guess from the Raiders' perspective as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to really like gauge that whole situation. And I know that he got offered $12 million. But a lot could go into that too, because who knows if that was guarantees or not.
Yeah.
And I just hope that he could come back to the team. Right now, he has no other option than to sign the tag now until next year. So.
And then he would just get nothing.
Yeah, and I think the Raiders are just calling his bluff right now, seeing if he's gonna. Cause I don't think he's gonna get that much in the open market.
Because I think they offered Cowboys and Giants offered Dalvin Cook $11 million at max.
Was it?
Yeah.
Saquon signing fucked everything.
Yeah.
Because that was like, bro, you had a Zoom call, which was a little bit of a fucking pity party. Am I wrong? They literally had a Zoom call to fucking say we get hit a lot, we shouldn't get paid. Yeah. It blew my mind that was the takeaway of the top 11 superstar playmakers in the fucking league. And, you know, OBJ haphazardly signs for $16 million. This past year, and you're like, as a running back, I'm like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, and I know like guys like Austin Eckler, who is a pass catcher out the backfield. You know, he's a guy that's like, oh, I'm a wide receiver and a running back at the same time. I should get paid. I understand that point because I know Josh is not really a receiving running back. Mm-hmm. He's more of a thumper. But like you said, man, Saquon signing that $11 million kind of fucked things up. That's why I said now the Raiders, it's all on Josh Jacobs now. They're gonna call his bluff. Because I even heard that, you know, Saquon, they were trying to trade Saquon, but nobody really wanted him at the price or even pay him. So, I mean, Josh Jacobs can't really do anything.
He has no options.
He has no option but to sign or just sit out and wait till next year. So that's why I was like,
it would have to be multiple running backs sitting out. Am I wrong? Like, it would have to be like 3 of them, and then the running back market's changed forever because everyone would realize, like, oh, fuck, these guys are kind of really important. Yeah. You know, they're the superstars. What about you, Fitz? Do you think Jacobs is worth a $17 million bag?
For me, last year he was my sleeper. I believed he was going to be top 5 by the end of last year, which he was. He was number 1.
Right.
I still believe he's going to be a top tier running back for the next maybe 2 or 3 years. With the fucking quarterback we got right now, hand off Jimmy. We need an elite running back, and I believe we should pay him whether it's 14, 15, 16, nothing less than 14.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because you kind of also have to, like, cement that, like, you know, you like the guy. Josh Jacobs
cool
himself
too, yeah.
will sell tickets.
Yeah.
Like, people are currently buying tickets because they're like, oh, I want to see the best running back in the league from last year.
Yeah.
Like, that's worth the price of $14 million alone.
Yep.
You said handoff Jimmy, and that kind of led me into, like, a perfect segue. Because, I mean, like, Jimmy Garoppolo is an average quarterback if he's in a passing system. In a pro-style offense in which he's handing the ball off a lot, I would argue to say he falls into what I would consider a superstar, right? You hand the ball off, you shut the fuck up, and you don't cause any controversy on the outside. Mm-hmm. You know, you're never going to hear a bad, like, Jimmy G out on the strip too long.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's not going to...
You might hear him at a
we'll see.
brothel,
But
He likes the older
see.
women, dude. I mean, yeah, Jimmy G's into the MILFs, so I think, like...
There's a lot out here.
Yeah, he'll be good. I think he'll be fine with the ladies. So, beyond that, who is the Raiders? I'll start with you, Fritz. Who is the Raiders' biggest rival? Because I feel like the Raiders have a lot of rivalries. I want to know what you think is the most important rivalry in Raider history.
Shit, that's a tough one. I mean, for me personally, right now, I would say it's the Chiefs because they keep fucking winning every year. Mm-hmm. I can't stand them right now. So for me, I'm going to have to say the Chiefs. I hope they lose this year. And, yeah, fuck them.
I like it.
I like that too. The Chiefs definitely, but the last couple of years it hasn't been a rivalry for us. But I think
rivalry implies one other team is winning as well.
We was getting them before, but I would say a rivalry for me as a fan and even for the organization is definitely always going to be like the 49ers, especially going back to the Bay. That they have those the Bay Area roots, and every time those teams get together, man, it's always almost like a Super Bowl. No matter how good or bad the record is at the time, it's always going to be a big game, and you never know who's going to win. I mean, last year we was a shitty team, and we almost won with our backup quarterback.
Yep.
You know, again, but it's always going to be a packed house. There might be a fight or two, but I think that's definitely a matchup we look forward to every 4 years, man.
That's good. Yeah, no, I think everybody hates the Raiders. Like, every other team would say, like, their rival is the Raiders. Like, I mean, Sean Merriman, who was in studio earlier, he was talking about, oh, yeah, the Chargers' biggest rivalry is the Raiders, like, hands down.
Oh, we do, yeah.
And I hear it with, like, the Chiefs, and now you even say the Niners, so I just feel like...
Just the AFC West in general,
the West.
It's a rivalry between all of us. It's nothing like anything else in any other division.
I was going to say, is it the toughest division in football? Because going into last year especially, I was like, oh, this fucking... I mean... who would have thought Russell Wilson would have sucked that bag?
I did.
He did. I thought he was going to be good. But then he ended up drafting him in fantasy.
He's the only quarterback left.
Why did you draft him if you didn't think he was going to be good?
He was the only quarterback left. It was between him and... Who was the other one? I think it was... I forgot who the other... But I was like, I got to take Russell. Hopefully, he does something, which he didn't.
I mean, Jared Goff was still available.
That's a tough one, too.
No, but yeah, I mean, I thought our division was going to be crazy last year, too.
I said it last year. I said Russell, and they expect him to come in here and duplicate what they did with Peyton Manning. I said, I don't see it. I see them being shit. And everybody called me a smoker for that. And what happened? He was throwing the Casper on the field. So
yeah, bro.
He was eating too many Subway footlongs.
I just think it's like too many long meditation sessions with Sierra.
Yeah,
man, that could do it.
That could do it.
Like, he just got so far in his head. He literally thought he was a god.
I think
no wrong.
We got to get in contact with the Raiders DJ, man, on Sundays and play some Future when we play when we play the Denver Broncos.
Bro.
Play some Future.
That would be
when he goes out there and starts like,
as soon as it happens, bro.
Hey, cue it in.
And since we're on the subject of Broncos, I know a lot of people are saying now that they got Sean, what's his name, Sean Payton.
Yeah,
they're gonna do good. My prediction again, he ain't gonna do shit.
I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for that.
Like, Their defense was so good last year. It just goes to show you that, like, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. The Jets even proved the same point. Yeah. Like, if you don't have a quarterback playing at a high level, your team's going to be shit.
And that's one thing I want to talk about, too. Like, I always say that, too, especially with a lot of Raider fans out there that complain about Jimmy G as a winner. You know, like, oh, he wasn't a winner. He had a good defense, a good this and that. But I was like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. I mean, some quarterbacks could take you there, like the Ravens a couple of years ago, but you still need a quarterback that at least could be a game manager, and I think Jimmy was that. Yes. I mean, he was no Patrick Mahomes. I'm not expecting Jimmy to come in here and be like Justin Herbert or anybody crazy. I think he just needs to do what he has to do to you know, a few dink and dunks here, command the field, and
he has so many tools. Yeah. I think one of the hidden players that I was super high on last year before injuries happened was Hunter Renfrow. Yeah, I mean, he fucking set the world on fire. I thought he was going to be open a lot last year. I was thinking, like, he was going to have a pretty similar year, 100-catch year, because everyone's going to be thinking about Devontae. He's electric, and I think with especially the dink and dunk stuff, like him playing at slot, it has a pretty good chance of fucking breaking even more records. I mean, he's the record holder right now, right? For, I think, most receiving receptions in a season. Yeah. He broke that record.
I think so. Oh, wait,
I'm not sure if Devontae broke it last year.
No, I think that was the Darren Waller, the receiving record. It was a couple of years ago.
Oh, you're right.
But I think I forgot what the record was, but he did break a record.
Yes.
I forgot what it was, but yeah, he definitely did. And like to add on to that, you know, Jimmy G, he's gonna have I think a solid tight end now in Michael Mayer. Oh, yeah. He reminds me a lot of Gronkowski. I'm not gonna say he is.
Where's Michael Mayer from?
He's a big boy too.
He from Notre Dame.
Yes.
We drafted him in the second round.
There we go.
One of them big boys, man, at the tight end position. And
when I saw him on the field, you know, I was like, damn, that's a big dude right there.
I know.
Made me look small.
So you guys have obviously bad luck with contracts and tight ends. I mean, Darren Waller being the highest paid tight end and then producing absolutely nothing this past year.
And I think that's one thing that the new regime was kind of nervous about was paying Josh Jacobs that much. Because, I mean, I don't think he could do the same thing he did the year prior, but maybe he could do just as well.
Top 5, easy.
Is it just a lot of money in Vegas that would scare people away? Because, like, fuck, Darren Waller didn't have that much money living in Vegas. All of a sudden, he gets the bag. He's at every fucking Aces game courtside. He falls in love.
Yeah.
Like, it's a dangerous cycle here if you get paid a lot in Vegas.
Yeah, both sides is kind of crazy because you look at Josh Jacobs, he's a homegrown talent. And, I mean, it kind of sucks that we're not paying our homegrown talent, you know, like Josh Jacobs. But I think the Raiders, I've said this before many times, I don't think that the new regime kind of had any plans for him to stay. Like last year, they were extending Derek Carr, extending Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, but then they never picked up Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. And then they went out and drafted a running back, got a whole group of running backs in free agency. And then they played Josh Jacobs in the first Hall of Fame game. And, you know, no starters playing that game. So I think they were just trying to test the field. And then the first 3 games, we never used the run game. We went 0-3.
Yeah.
The moment we started using Josh Jacobs was that Broncos game in Las Vegas. And he tore the house out. And then we ended up winning 6 games, but he looked great. He was one of the main reasons why we won most of those games. So I think they were kind of like in a pinch right now. They're like, fuck, we can't just let him go.
Who is the backup running back right now?
We got Zamir White. Yeah, Zamir White is who we drafted last year in the 4th round or 3rd round. I forgot what it was, but he's a guy that a lot of people are looking to. Like, if we don't get Josh Jacobs back, he might be the guy to carry the load. But I don't think the Raiders are going to do what they did last year. And just run with one running back. They're going to probably do like a running back by committee. Because we still got Amir Abdullah, Brandon Bolden over there. And then we got Zamir White. So, I mean, it might not be the same production that we seen last year, but I guess
it's just a lot of tool. Like, and then who's the OC? Is it Josh overseeing the offense? Or
most likely, yeah.
Okay. I don't know who's his, like, coach by committee there also on the offense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Forgot. But he brought what's his face? Danny Amendola over.
Is he the receivers coach?
Yeah, I think he's receivers coach. We got a lot of Patriots up in the building. That's why I think a lot of fans are kind of mad because we signed a lot of these ex-Patriot players. You know, we got Jacoby Myers who helped us win last year.
Facts.
We got Jacob Johnson. Man, we got a lot of former.
Like 12 to 15.
Yeah, and then even Chandler was a former Patriot too, who we paid. So, I mean, I think that's where they're mad. We're letting go of all these homegrown Raider players and signing all these Patriot players.
Yeah. No, I mean, why not? That's a winning regime, winning recipe. Sometimes I think it's like, okay, the reason why I think Josh McDaniels is lifeless is because for fucking 12 years he dealt with Mr. Stoic as the head coach, and he's like, oh, if I just kind of act like that, winning will just naturally happen. To me, I think the league's shifting a little bit, though, in the sense where it's like you have to be relatable with the players. Like, when I see Dan Campbell, and although he's like very serious football guy, he's energetic, he's fun, he fucking brings life to the team and the organization.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I see Josh, I'm just like, and with his little beard right now, he kind of looks like,
he's growing.
He looks like Matt Rule a little bit, like
I've seen him growing that shit out.
A little bit like Matt Rule. What is the best way to enjoy a Raiders home game that you've seen, like from pre-game tailgating to after parties, like? If you were to be the travel advisor for people coming down here watching the Raiders, what should they do?
Party with us. Uce Nation, right there on the shirt. Y'all see that?
Is it on the shirt?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
I mean, we partied last year. Yeah, I mean, we but this year is going to be the ultimate experience. Uce Nation, we got pre-parties the day before. We have buses coming from L.A., so if you're in the L.A. area and want to cheap ride to Vegas, you can catch one here with rooms included. So we got a lot of shit going on. This is where you want to be with the Uce Nation.
I guess to piggyback off of that, but as far as game day, I know the night before, like we said, we got the night before parties and whatnot, but you got to wake up early the next morning, get to the tailgates. Everything's at J-Lot. Like, everybody that you know, like from the super fans to like us, content creators, and even just other fans barbecuing, J-Lot's where you got to be at. And go there, have a good time, and then go into the stadium. If you got kids, go into the stadium like hour or two early, because I think they open it up 3 hours early if you're trying to get autographs and stuff, because the players are always just practicing and stuff. Yeah. You go down there, try to get an autograph, and then obviously watch the game, and then kick it at the. I've had a lot of fun at the Winfield Club. Like the Winfield Club is fun.
Or Champions Club is pretty dope.
Yeah, Champions Club is dope.
So the Field Club.
Yeah.
That shit looks exclusive as fuck from the the TV. Yeah. I ain't never been inside of it. Is it all that it's hyped up to be? Because when I originally saw that they were building a nightclub at the fucking end zone, I was like,
the Win Club,
yeah. I'm like, damn, is this really gonna are nightclub going people gonna like?
It's dope. You got a DJ in there, music blasting. You know what I mean?
It just sucks when you lose.
Yeah, it just sucks when you lose. Everybody's on the dance floor just like moaning around and shit. But
because we partied, I think we partied after the last game, the Chiefs game, and man, the DJ was playing. All we do is win.
Turn that shit off,
bro. I was like, you don't really. All the Chiefs fans were going crazy. They was getting hyped though too. I was like, it's a fun experience. I mean, there's a lot. If you're not going to the clubs, man, just being out there at the Raider games and even kicking it at the Torch. You know where the Torch is at? Yeah. A lot of people, you could just stand there, chill,
a lot of people
and just hang out. And in the halftime show, they always got somebody performing and whatnot. But I would say as far as tailgates, J-Lot's the place to go to because everybody's basically over there. All the Raider fans that you may know on Instagram, super fans, and even content creators.
Who is the biggest Raider super fan in your opinion?
Gorilla Rilla.
Yeah, Gorilla Rilla.
That's my
Gorilla Rilla.
He's a dude that's dressed up like a gorilla. He's in back of the goalpost. He's like right there, right front
right in the black hole.
And everybody on the Raiders team knows him, so they'll always go say what's up to him.
That's dope.
So it's good, man. He's one of our good guys over there, man. I grew up being a fan of him, and then once I got to like kick it with him and like chop it up with him, it's always a good time. And then that's like you've been there, right? Like to the stadium.
Yeah.
So you know where the Win Club is at?
Yeah.
So the opposite side, the end zone,
yes.
That's where he's at, right there, right by the tunnel where all the players come out. So if you're gonna be at the games, you have kids, and you want to go early for an autograph, go sit by Gorilla Rilla because
everybody,
because all the players, everybody that you may know is gonna go say what's up to Gorilla, and you can say, hey, can you? And most of the players will always try to sign in, especially if there's not a lot of people there. So I mean, Gorilla Rilla, I think is hands down like the number one super fan that I've known growing up though.
Yeah,
him and then Violator is another guy too.
Okay,
I don't know if you know his
Wayne.
Dude, he has like spikes.
The spiky shoulder
he got
pads.
inducted as a Raider Hall of Famer fan because they started inducting fans into the Fan Hall of Fame.
That's pretty sick.
And I think he was a first one
one ever.
Yeah, for the Raiders. So Those are the two that come to mind, though.
I'll toot your horn. I think I'm sitting with 2 future inductees of this Hall of Fame.
That'd be
but
dope.
that's, I'm just predicting in the future. Let's make this happen, Raider people. Fucking as a call, man. They're there.
The Usos. Just put the Usos, Samoan Raider, Mr. Fitz.
We got to dress up, man. Maybe we could be a...
No, this is our dress up. So we go as our characters as us.
Raider Maui.
Oh, hell no.
You're welcome.
That's good. That's good. Well, you guys have obviously had a lot of Raider fan type experiences. People can notice Raider fans kind of they push the boundaries a little bit when it comes to shit talking,
Oh, yeah.
The pride. Have you guys witnessed any like crazy stadium fights since? Oh shit! I feel like I struck a nerve. Did you?
Then
No, I don't. Man, I don't even know.
I have one.
Go ahead.
Nothing at the stadium, nothing like that, because I just got my life together back in like 2017. So I'm, fairly, being a normal citizen of the, society. But for me, true story, 2008, I was in Theo Lacey, learning the politics when it came to being locked up. And there was an essay dude, it was Gameday. We were watching the, the TV in the day room. And this essay dude was pissing me off, bro. He kept talking shit. And for me being a young, what do you say, hothead, I ended up calling him out. And he didn't want to fuck me at first. And I'm like, over the Raiders game we were watching on TV, I'm going to talk to my people. Did not know that was going to potentially pop off a riot. So for me, it was, he went back, talked to him. My rep came to me and talked to him like, you want to pop it off? And I was like, wait, what do you mean, do I want to pop it off? I just want to, fuck him up. Like, no, the Mexicans don't, they don't do one-on-ones, so it's going to turn into a riot. And I was like, well, that's stupid. I don't want to start a riot over a football game.
That's hilarious.
So for me, that was I had to really think about that. I remember that. So that was the craziest thing. As far as fights at the stadium and stuff like that, never seen nothing so far.
Yeah. I mean, you just see him on Twitter afterwards. You're just like, shit, what section was that?
Like, yeah, where's that at?
I missed it. God damn it. So you guys are obviously coming from the Uce Nation, right? Are there a lot of Poly Raider fans because I feel like the majority are like, the East LA Cholos.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know that there was a lot of. I mean, like growing up, I knew a couple family members that were Raider fans, but we weren't really known as Polys weren't really known as Raider fans. There's a lot of Steeler fans, a lot of Niner fans,
Cowboys,
Cowboy fans. So me growing up, I didn't see a lot, but then since I started like the whole like YouTube stuff and like calling myself Samoan Raider, which I thought it was funny because when I came up with the name, I told my wife, she said, "That's hella corny, bro." Like, I didn't know. I was like, all right, I'll just go with it. And then a lot of Poly people would reach out and like, "Yo, we're fans too. We fuck with the Poly movement." Blah blah. A lot of Hawaiian fans. Like, there's a lot, especially moving out here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Poly Raider fans that I've met.
I think in the future too, it'll keep growing because we are in the 9th island.
Yeah, that's
so. This Vegas is the 9th island. All these young kids that decide to be Raider fans, they're all Poly. So
and it did help that we have Marcus Mariota on the team.
Yeah, because
that's our cousin.
Not our cousin.
Yeah, man. I was so happy when he was on the team. I really wanted him to be the quarterback of the team over Derek Carr. And people were like, "Oh man, he's not even a good quarterback." But he played one game when Derek Carr went out. And he balled out.
We almost won.
We almost won, but the defense didn't come through. But then it's funny because they said Derek Carr is going to be out for at least another 2 weeks. And then Derek Carr was like, "No, I'm good to go the next week." He didn't want to lose his job, bro.
No, because Mariota was that good, like, so athletic at the position. Yeah. People don't realize that, like, his legs are so underrated. Like, he really is one of the best mobile quarterbacks in the league when he's operating at 100%. I just remember vividly sometimes with Tennessee, like that when Derrick Henry was first starting to get the nickname King.
Yeah,
they made some deep playoff runs, and I'm like, Marcus is actually pretty fucking good, or at least steady. And then, did you guys watch the documentary, The Quarterback?
I did watch a little bit of it. The first 2 episodes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get too much screen time. I mean, his season last year kind of.
Yeah. But I like the way the whole Netflix show is going. You get the top tier, you get somebody that's middle of the pack, and then it's like a veteran that's just working his way up again. And I feel like Marcus. I had a brain fart. But I feel like Marcus definitely could have been a guy over here to take over. But I don't think they really gave him a chance because we already had our
And every
guy.
time they put him in, they used him for run plays.
Yeah, run plays.
Yep.
Yeah,
Come on, man. The defense already knows what y'all doing.
We're running a fucking read option. Shocker, guys.
And that's the biggest knock on him is just his injury history too.
Yeah.
I think the year the very first game, was it the 21 season we played the Baltimore Ravens here?
Yeah.
The very first game here with fans. And the first play, this dude ran for like 20 yards and injured himself for the next couple of games. So I was like, damn, man.
So he obviously coming of Polynesian descent. Who is the best Polynesian player on the Raiders?
Raiders?
I was about to say on the Raiders? I was about to say him too, because like there's nobody else on his level. But on the Raiders, like history or right now?
We could go history and then give me one right now so I can like.
I would have to say for me.
I don't really have a lot of good.
Yeah, we don't. What was that one kid we picked up in 2016, 17, or same year I started to get my life together? I forgot. I think he was a defensive
tackle or something.
I forgot what he was, but he wasn't.
Are you talking about Shaloni?
Starts with an L.
Lutulele?
No, I don't think it was that one.
Damn, I forgot.
I don't know. That's a tough one because some of the Samoans we had on the team weren't.
Yeah, because in
weren't
history,
that
like
great.
right now, one guy that I'm excited to see is Isaiah
Yeah.
Polynesian.
Yep.
He was an undrafted rookie for us last year. But
He actually
looking good this year. Like
he picked off Jimmy G this morning.
Yeah, the Jimmy G threw his first interception this morning against Isaiah Polynesian. He beefed up, got some weight on him and stuff like that. And I think he's gonna get a lot of playing time. But as far as history, we don't really have a lot of good.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus Tuiasosopo. I don't know if you remember him.
That was the best one that was on the Raiders.
Got you.
Marcus Tuiasosopo,
Quarterback.
Marcus Mariota, and I mean, we had a lot of other players that really were like not really big names or anything. Lewis Murphy, you know Lewis Murphy?
No.
Damn, he was a wide receiver for us back in the day. He was black. He was black and Samoan. Well, I didn't even know he was Samoan until like he was gone already.
So, hey, football is picking up big, though, for the Polynesian community on the West Coast. It always has been big, but I think more importantly now, like the quarterback movement.
Oh, yeah.
That you guys have going. Where did that come from? Because people think of like Samoans and they think of like Fitz, linemen, like big time. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna put? You're gonna put.
Wide receiver.
Why can't I be wide receiver?
Go get Devontae's job.
I'll pay you $16 million.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
But Josh Jacobs, you get 5. Shut the fuck up.
I think it started from Marcus. Marcus was the first guy like to put like. There's always been a lot of like really athletic, talented Samoan players outside of just being linemen, offensive linemen, linebackers, and whatnot. But I think Marcus put it on the map. There's other guys like Jeremiah Masoli. I don't know if he was a big Oregon quarterback before Marcus was.
Yes.
So he messed up his whole life by doing some dumb shit. But Marcus being a Heisman winner, that was the first time ever seeing that. And then also being the second overall pick. He's the highest drafted poly player. So I think him coming into the league, there's a lot of expectations. But he paved the way for guys like Tua, who just came a couple of years ago, who I think is still going to I think he's going to get better every year. And, I mean, this year.
I mean, fucking, was it Tua's? It's obviously not Tua's fault. At least I don't think it is, that he got in those games. Like, a player is supposed to say, yes, I can play football. Of course he's going to fucking say that. But then, there's smart scientists that have to be like, hey, we should probably, pull the reins back. Do you guys think it was his fault, or do you think it was the medical staff's fault?
Medical staff.
That's sweet. Because I know him. He's definitely going to want to go back in the game. He'll probably dozing off. Like, I think it'll be the medical staff because they're the ones with power to stop him from not going on the field. But it was crazy for him last year, though. I just hope to see a lot more from him this year with all the weapons they got right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm always gonna be a big fan for all the Usos. Any poly members out there, I'm always gonna be rooting them on, and I'm always rooting for us to get a poly player.
Hell yeah.
That'll at least be good,
So
like a linebacker or safety,
somebody. I wanted Manti tail a couple years ago before the whole
before the invisible girlfriend.
Dude, fool. That
we should.
situation.
I actually know.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me.
You know the person that.
Yeah, Renaya. I went to church with him. I went to camp with like I know him, like their family growing up.
Wow.
He's in a Tuiasosopo family, so he knows Marcus is his uncle. So it's funny because Renaya So you know, Raider fans, we're crazy, right? Yeah, and he got drafted to the Chargers, obviously, rivals. So when we would play the Chargers, I think after that whole thing came out, the Raider fans had a big banner like R.I.P. Lene Kakua or something with Ronaia's face on it, and I was like, damn, that's fucked up. And none of these people know that he's a diehard Raider fan. So,
hey, don't tell anybody that.
He's a diehard. Well, he's a diehard Raider fan growing up because of his uncle and stuff like that. So I was like, damn, he don't even know like his own people going against him. but yeah, I mean that whole story crazy though. But Manti, like getting back to Manti, I wanted him to be a Raider until that whole situation went down. I think we needed.
I think that messed up his career.
It did mess up his career.
How could it not? Bro?
It messed up his. I felt so bad for him, man.
I don't think.
Did you watch the documentary?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
Bro, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed. I felt so bad for him. All that
because it highlights perfectly in that documentary. One, when you're a college athlete, your life is football. Yeah. Like it's that sport. So like you can't. Even when you're in a relationship, you're not paying it that much mind, especially when it's fucking long distance. Yeah. And I felt for him because I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. So that's why when you mentioned like Mayer earlier, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. You know, Notre Dame pounds the rock. You guys got a good one. But then I don't think there's ever been another linebacker, maybe Brian Bosworth, that was that good coming out of college. Oh, man. Like he fucking almost won the Heisman.
I think he could have won the Heisman if it was never for that whole situation. I mean, he would have been the first like actual defensive player to win it because Charles was the first, but he's more.
He was dual.
He was both sides. So, but he would have been the first to do it on the defensive side. So, I mean, his career was on the up and up, and he was being highlighted every game, and it just seemed like he was making plays every single game. Notre Dame was on top, and then that whole thing happened. And then watching the documentary, I was just like, why would you even bring it up like right before a championship game? You know, like bring it up after he gets drafted and say, okay, hey, you know this, because I think that a lot of people thought he was in on it the whole time just to get
bigger story.
Yeah, sympathy from a lot of these people, but he didn't know nothing, so it kind of fucked him up. And mentally, I don't even know.
The original catfish.
Oh yeah, they made a show off of that, like
100%. Doesn't get any more real than that. Now we've listed a lot of great Polynesian players here. Fitz, I'm going to start with you. Give me your top 5. I'm not going to make you go in order. So just top 5.
I already got it in order. I'm ready.
Okay, top 5 Polynesian players of all time. Go.
All time.
Oh, wait, all time.
I thought we were doing today.
Oh, you're doing right now.
In current.
Okay, let's do current. Let's do current.
So for current players right now in the league, I'm going to have to go with at number 1, Bang Bang Booty Gang, Tongan Tiger. So
yes.
Is that Hufanga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got him at number 1. Number 2, I got what's his name? Jordan Mailata.
Oh, okay, the Eagles.
From the Eagles. I mean, prior to being drafted, he had no football experience, so that's why he's my number 2.
Ooh.
Number 3 would be Panay Sewell. That's number 3. Number 4, I'm gonna have to go with Juju.
Okay.
Juju, and then to end it off, Tua.
Okay, mine is almost about the same then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have Panay Sewell 1, 2 would be Tua, 3 would be Talanoa, 4 would be.
Oh, I forgot about him. That's a good one.
No, you said Talanoa.
Yeah.
Hufanga.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The other guy.
Who did I say? I said Panay. I said Tua. I said Talanoa. Juju's definitely in there. And then last would be what was my last one, man? I guess I'll just give it to Marcus, man.
Yeah.
Oh no! You know what? I'll give it to Isaiah Polynesian.
Boom.
That's right.
I'll give it to him because I think he's up and coming, man.
Yeah, he's up and coming.
You guys are saying Juju Smith-Schuster is Polynesian?
Everybody trips out. Yeah, we know
what the fuck
he's half black, half Samoan.
Okay.
So if you've seen him in the Super Bowl, he was repping the Samoan flag and everything.
Yeah.
Got you.
He went, man, I grew up with his family. I'm from Long Beach, so I went to Jordan. So he went to Poly. And I didn't even know he was Samoan at the time until a lot of his cousins said, yeah, that's my cousin. Grew up like, oh, shoot. So I always rocked with him. I always wanted him to be on the Raiders just because I'm biased towards the Poly.
Little do people know, but his family, they're all Raider fans.
So, yeah. But they support him, obviously, whatever team he goes to. And he's on the Patriots now. But I still got a lot of love for Juju. I mean, he's not what he once was, but I think he's a solid
I think he's always been that. If that makes sense. Like he's always that level of play that he had with the Steelers, he's kind of maintained that throughout his whole career. It's not he hasn't really
he only had his best season when he had AB with him though. after AB left,
True.
and they tried to make him the number one, he never really like amounted to it. But he's still definitely a solid player.
Yeah.
There's a lot of polys in the NFL that people don't even know, like Juju. Kendrick Bourne?
Yeah.
He's half Samoan. Or half poly. Is he Samoan?
Yeah, he's Samoan.
Samoan. He's half
got
Samoan.
I think he's got either Samoa on his stomach or the flag.
No, it's Samoan. Or it probably is the flag. Yeah.
Any other ones? Wait, feed me with some of these people. Feed me with like another white guy that I'm like.
Isn't Poyer part Samoan, or was he raised by Samoans?
I forgot. Because, man.
Who else?
Back in the day, used to play for the Chargers, wide receiver, Vincent.
Vincent Jackson?
Yeah, him.
Vincent Jackson?
He was half poly,
What about that one that played last year with the Colts, or he might still be on the Colts?
Who?
He's half Samoan, half black, the defensive tackle.
Oh, DeForest Buckner.
Buckner, there we go.
Yeah, he's half poly. But I don't know what poly. I don't know if he's Samoan or
Tongan.
He's
He's
one of those.
poly,
He's half poly, though, too. DeForest Buckner, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot out there. So.
Yeah. No, I was completely. You guys said Juju twice, and I was like,
Yeah.
Even Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is half Filipino.
Oh, he's Filipino. That's different. That's Pinoy.
Is
I
it
mean, AAPI.
South Pacific Islander.
Shout out
Come
to
on.
AAPI. No, but yeah,
just
everybody
exclude
trips
Filipinos.
out. When I first talked about Juju Smith, I was like, man, I would love to have a poly on the team. And then people in my chat was like, what are you talking about?
this dude's an idiot?
It was like, he's not Samoan. I said, he is Samoan. What are you talking? No, yeah, but definitely, I think he's one of the guys that went mainstream like that with Samoan, I guess. Because he did the YouTube channel, did the Twitches, did a lot of collaborations and whatnot. Him, and then Tua's coming up right now. You seen Tua's full sleeve?
So I saw there was like a little clip. I haven't seen the full sleeve yet.
They finally showed it. They finally showed it at the Dolphins took pictures. I think he was trying to hide it for the longest time. I don't know why.
Weird.
Because I think last year he had the top part done.
Yeah.
But then this year, he had it all blasted. So he looked like a real Samoan quarterback out there.
Yeah, you kind of need that, right?
I don't know.
If
Maybe he's going to have some superpowers out there this year. Who knows?
Like, how do you guys feel about Samoans that don't have tattoos? Like, are you like...
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
It is okay. It's not like a tribal thing. Oh, look at this pussy, Like,
No,
okay.
I mean, a lot of polys trip on like people that are not Samoan that gets the tribal. But then there's always different tribals. I didn't know until one of my close friends is a tattoo artist. So there's like Filipino sleeves, and then there's Samoan sleeves, Tongan sleeves. Like they're all different like patterns.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even know they're all different patterns. I thought
Okay.
it could be anything.
Yeah, no, I definitely gotta.
I mean,
read up.
One someone that didn't have no tattoos was Troy, and I mean nobody gonna tell him anything, bro.
Bro.
He didn't need no sleeves. But he's one guy that made the hair famous though, like just having the hair coming out. Every poly in high school I knew from that would have their hair sticking out, just because of that. I'm like, man, if you're not playing like Troy, man, put your hair back in.
It gives you +5 hit power.
Yeah,
plus
man.
5 hit power with the long hair like that. You're definitely more intimidating. We had a high school out here, Desert Pines.
Yeah.
Filled with polys. I think not Sewell, not Panay Sewell. There's Patassi's.
Okay.
Patassi brothers. One of them played offense tackle for the Titans. But all of them just
Jeremiah Patassi or something like that.
Yes.
I think he played for us for a little bit too.
Possibly.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, Patassi, because I remember his name.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, he was legit. That entire family. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Polynesian culture. I think it means a lot to football. I mean, we just had on, Cisco had on, who's the lineman? Jesse Sapolu, yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that now that there's like a Hall of Fame for Polynesian football players back on the island, have you guys been to that? Or
no. I know what you're talking about though, but I haven't been there.
Do you guys travel to Hawaii very often? Or?
I've traveled twice.
Yeah, I'm planning to go here shortly.
Got you.
I've actually visited the Hall of Fame thing, like where they have all the plaques and stuff. It's at PCC or something out there in Hawaii. It's crazy to see a lot of the polys that played, and there's a lot of polys that come in and out, but there's only certain that I don't think anybody really put the polys on the map till like Troy and Junior.
Yeah,
those are probably
Junior
the two biggest names.
Yeah.
I mean Jesse was big too, but I don't think he. Not a lot of people knew polys like that.
Correct.
Because, I mean, he won a lot of rings he won a couple rings with the Niners.
4 or 5?
He won 4 rings with the Niners.
I met him one time, and I remember he was showing off the rings. I'm like, I don't want to see them rings. I don't want to see them. No, but he's a humble. Like, a lot of the poly players are humble guys, man. If you hear Troy speak, man, he don't even sound like a football player, man. He sounds like Michael Jackson to me every time he talks. But he's like, yeah, have you heard him talk?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard him talk, but now that you say that,
bro,
it's
if
like,
you listen
really
to him,
soft. It really is soft.
It's a soft voice, bro. Like
I was on a blitz.
I just see something from TJ, Who's Your Mama?
Yeah.
You see that shit? When he was talking
shit to him?
he said the first time he started talking shit to Troy, he was like, "Man, you hit like a bitch." And then Troy
God bless you.
He said, "God bless you, I love you, TJ." And then he's like, "Damn, I felt bad after that, man." He said, "I never talked shit to him ever again." It was like,
no, bro, it's got to be so intimidating to see Troy Polamalu like. I think we could all agree, like one of the best football highlights, or at least in the top 5. You got like OBJ's catch,
yeah,
and then you got Troy Polamalu jumping over the fucking line.
Oh,
of scrimmage
yeah, just
and
grabbing the quarterback and rolling back
and
with
the
him.
timing is crazy.
Yeah,
that's a top 5 NFL play of all time.
That one, and then you ever seen the fingertip interception that he had?
that one too.
Or he's like it was gonna hit the floor and like
Literally
fingertips
fingertips under it.
And he just popped it back up and got it. I got to check that one back out.
That one I think it was against the Chargers. So maybe Sean would probably see that one. He knows that one probably. But and another one that was funny was back in USC. I don't know if you ever seen it where the dude called a fair catch and Troy just still smacked him. He still smacked him, and then like they were all pissed. I was hella. But if you ever look at that Troy Polamalu hit USC. That's one of the funniest highlights because I think Troy's just like he probably didn't even know what a fair catch was. He's just like, I'm gonna
hit the guy with the ball. Hit the guy with the ball.
That's a straight Bobby Boucher mentality. Like fucking.
When you see that hair flapping and coming your way, man, you better watch
get out
out.
the way.
Hey, so before we get out of here, I think the thing that I need to know is like how hopeful are you guys for your defense coming back this year? Max Crosby is fucking insane. Insane.
Right
you guys
there,
got another defensive end that you drafted. I know he's hurt.
Tyree Wilson, not really hurt.
No.
You know what I mean? But
so Fritz, we'll start with you. How important is Max Crosby playing well this year for the Raiders' success? And who else on the Raiders defense should I keep my eyes out for?
I'm looking forward to the defense. I mean, I believe our defense is going to elevate this year. But if I had to pick one player to watch, I'm going to go with Morig. I don't know if you were when you seen at the practice. He was all over the field. He was running. He was doing his thing. So I'm gonna go with him on defense. I would watch out for him this year.
Okay.
I think he's gonna elevate this year. The defense in general, but him too. So
yeah, I think to add on to that, I think with Max, I don't think everything depends on Max. Max is a great player. He's going to do what Max does.
Yeah,
Max is going to kill it, but
he's a beast.
I don't think it's going to depend on him doing good because last year he did good and our defense still was kind of like it's going to depend on what Chandler does because I know Chandler didn't really get into his own till the middle of the season last year and then things started looking good, But I think it's definitely going to depend on that defensive line. Like if that defensive line could get to the quarterback, especially adding Tyree, it takes the pressure off of the secondary a lot. And our secondary wasn't really the best, but I'm excited to see Marcus Peters and see what he does with his team.
Yep.
He was a pickup that we had, and I know he's not the same guy he once was. I tell a lot of people, I look at this signing like Casey Hayward. We signed Casey Hayward a couple of years ago, a guy that had a lot of success, came over here. We didn't expect him to be a superstar, but
he did his thing.
He was a mentor for a lot of these young guys that we have, and we drafted a lot of young guys in the secondary. And I think Marcus Peters is going to be a big contributor to that. So I think the defense overall, I think they're going to take a step forward, and I think we need that, especially with the quarterback we have now and then the offense that we have running. And
how tough that division is just at the offensive position. I mean, I don't think you can Mahomes, Herbert, Wilson, if he's performing well, you guys
he's going to be shit this year too.
I'm never really worried about like Herbert or Wilson. Well, Wilson we'll see, but it's just Mahomes. Mahomes is the only guy I can never feel comfortable with a win until until zero.
Yes.
Like last year we was hyped about that game we were 17-0 and I was like, all right, we got the second half to go, and that was a lot of credit to our defense. A lot of people like to shit on our defense. It wasn't the best last year, but I think they did enough to put us in positions to win games.
Yes.
Our offense just never really executed in the red zone. Kept the
Yeah.
lead. That's why there's half Raider fans that didn't want Derek Carr here. I was one of those guys, and then the other half that still wanted Derek Carr. But one of his biggest struggles was in the red zone, and I think that's what Jimmy G does better. Is at least he could score in the red zone. Yeah. His efficiency in the red zone is better than Derek Carr. But we'll I guess time will tell. We'll see how it looks this year. But I think the defense should be. I think they should be okay this year. But Mahomes is a guy, like I said, we got to watch out for because. You fire him up. You see the documentary, man. Like you fire him up.
He fucking hates Max Crosby.
I mean,
he hates him.
Oh, somebody told me to watch that part and make fun of him. So
yes,
I'm gonna go watch it. And then
a lot. I think they got a lot of love off the field, but they get into it on the field. I mean, if you want to hear like a mad Kermit, like that's definitely something you gotta watch.
His whole walk too on the field is.
Just fucking weird posture and just like ass out,
hella just gay,
super straight legged as fuck. He crosses when he walks.
Yeah,
he doesn't like walking.
Weird. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice
that. He just does a little.
I can't even shit on him though, because this dude, he always be lighting us up all the time, man.
I mean,
without even trying.
He's gonna continue to do it. We might as well just make fun of him his whole fucking career.
Yeah. That's all I got right now.
He's so good at football. It's stupid. Like fuck that guy.
That's why we're always hoping for the wild card.
No, dude, Marcus Peters is that guy though.
I think so.
Wow, I completely forgot you guys had that pickup.
Yeah, we just got him,
bro.
He's like last week, right?
Yeah, he's got just enough asshole in him to motivate a defense that like you need that. Perriman, is he back?
No, he's with the Texans.
He's with the Texans.
I didn't like that movie either, man.
I wanted.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. One of my guys that we talked about before on our podcast, I'm excited to see is Divine Diablo, linebacker for us, young guy, man. Like, I don't know why the Raiders always shift away from getting a linebacker in the draft or even in free agency. We never really have a lot of good linebackers, but he's a guy that has a lot of potential. But only time will tell. We'll see how he looks on the field. Yeah, man. I just hope that the defense could do their thing this year.
Yeah, no, dude. So I want to leave on this question here.
Yeah.
The Autumn Wind. Do you guys know the song? You guys familiar with Autumn Wind is Raider? Why the fuck don't they play it at all during?
They do play it.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Am I
they play
they
play.
It needs
like
to be
a
played.
partial part of it.
Yeah, they play like the like they play that throughout but they don't play like the whole Autumn Wind.
Is a Raider. That shit's iconic.
They should.
They need to, right?
Yeah.
So I think this podcast has got enough Raiders pool with Uce Nation here. We are asking you guys to play Autumn Wind, the full fucking length version before every game.
Yeah.
Yes. Hype up the players, the crowd.
That's like our Pledge of Allegiance for everybody. So
for
we should do it like before we have somebody do the national anthem.
May you please stand up
for the Autumn Wind. The Autumn Wind is a Raider. Pillaging.
I think this is we made headway here, gentlemen, today.
Yeah,
knowing a little bit more about the Raiders, and I do love your guys' content, so I want you to keep that up. Fritzy, we'll start with you. Shout out anything you got going on. Tell the people where to follow you.
Follow me at Mr. Fitz 714 on all social media platforms. Check out the podcast, our podcast, which is Uce Nation Podcast, man. Much love to everybody. Y'all know what it is. Raiders, bitch.
And Mr. Samoan Raider.
Yeah, you can find me, Samoan Raider, on all platforms, on Threads, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube as well. Samoan Raider, like you said, Uce Nation Podcast. That's what we got our podcast going with a lot of guests and whatnot. But tap in with us, the Uce Nation. And I appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
And follow Gridiron Junkeez as well. Shout out to the Leatherwood jersey, man. One of the Raider greats.
One of the greatest failures of all time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no.
I think he's right there with Jamarcus Russell, bro.
No.
Bro, it's Jamarcus was number one.
Yeah, he's number one. Leatherwood's number two.
Yeah, that would have been great if they're on the same team.
Right?
On the offensive line.
Flops.
Two just major flops. Left tackle, quarterback. All right. Everybody, you can find me at Mr. George Carmona on all social media platforms and follow Gridiron Junkeez, especially on TikTok. We got TikTok flowing right now.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about that creator fund. We got to get that shit pumped. Right? We got to get these numbers up.
Yeah.
So make sure you give it a follow there. Amber, thank you so much for engineering today's
Amber.
show. Amber's first time ever engineering a Gridiron Junkeez show.
Oh, shit.
Okay,
Yeah, she doesn't know a lot about
Congratulations.
football, but
all good.
But she stuck with us here, and you can catch us at J-Lot
Yes, sir.
Fucking tailgating it up before one of these Raider games.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a good one.
Yes, sir.